leader I talk to, I ask them, how are you training your people and yourself every as often as possible? And if you're not doing that, you're setting yourself up to fail, because just operating is going to end up in operation. The enemy's going to get a vote. You're going to get punched in the face. Things are going to go crashing down, and you might have a less than best day, right?
I know this shows my age, but I still always I use the name Jordan just because I grew up hearing about Jordan. But anyway, like he used to talk about, he's made it. He's Jordan. He's in it. He's got shoes. He's in the NBA, all this kind of stuff. He's made it. But he used to talk about how, and I think he's the difference, and others like him, but his name, that's the difference, though, between a real leader and everybody else. Because even when he made it, he was still there hours before everybody else, practicing free throws. He was still out doing sprint drills. He was still doing all this stuff. He didn't have to do it. His name alone could have carried him for the last how many years. And he was still outworking people that were outgunning him because of their age. And when you look at it, it's like that's what a leader should be expected to do. And frankly, I think everyone should be expected to do, but I always get let down when I think that.
Spot on. And, huge, man. Leadership by example is always going to be more valuable than leadership by commentary, right? Actions will always muffle words, and words will unfortunately never live up to your actions. And so people have got to be honest with themselves. And again, here's the process. If you're struggling as a leader and you feel like you're not doing the best, and am I resilient? Am I perseverant? What am I doing? Adapting, assess and align, assess where you're at, take stock of what you got, align the things that matter to you, commit, freaking start reps and sets, baby, reps and sets. It's not sexy, reps and sets. And then here's the next one. Look at your support net systems, right? What is your support systems? What is your support structures? And shore them up. When I say shore things up, in the Navy context, we would use wood or metal to ensure that if a ship had water flooding in, we would not want that bulkhead to buckle. So we would start shoving stuff inside there to hold that bulkhead up. Again, one of the things I did as a D-Seaman, and people would be like, did you get that cut right? Cut right my butt. No, we're shoving that damn piece of wood in there, baby. This is not a good day. This is not a good day. It's a bad day. It's way, way bad. We're trying to survive. I don't want that bulkhead to rupture. I don't want that door to spring open. So we're going to shore it up with shoring to help ensure the structure stays sound. So look for shoring support, figure out your support network, and then focus on sustainment. Sustainment was my favorite part about being in the Navy, especially when I was on my aircraft carrier. Because I tell people, we could go out to wherever, pick your coast, doesn't matter. Whoever pissed us off, when we got there, they're going to walk outside and just think, oh, crap, they're here, right? That's number one. Because you're not going to say it's not a problem. We're a problem, period. Number two, we could do our job 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not miss one movie, not miss wing night on the mess decks, not miss pizza. We'll have ice cream because we can sustain all day, all night. That's part of our mission tasking, right? We'll just keep feeding it in the back and busting your butt on the bow, bro. Feeding it in the back.
Yeah.
The bullets never stop coming. Where do they come from? Exactly. Like that's what makes us the best. And so if you're a person who's looking to move after, you got the reps and sets in, you're committed, you got your support system solid, then how are you going to sustain this approach? Because it's going to be a hard, long fight, right? And you've got to put thought into that. And to your point about training, what's your nutrition going to look like? What's your hydration going to look like? What's your work schedule and your workout schedule and balance with the family going to look like? Because all those things are going to be part of the conversation. And when any good operator knows, and when I say operator, I mean a person that takes on operations and make things happen. I'm not trying to be super military on that term, right? But they know how you end is more important than almost anything else, because then you reverse engineer it and then you work the plan. Last but not least, y'all, right? The last step, and it's this one. advance. So make moves.